Hey Cube Depot, CS Cuber 1, and this is my story on how I got into cubing. Well, to start it off, me and my mom, we'd always go to Walmart every couple of days to get things that we need for the week. And I'd always go to the airsoft section, no matter what. That's just the first thing I went to. As soon as we walked in the door, I'd be walking towards the airsoft section. And every time we walk through the same entrance, and I go straight to the airsoft section. And every time I walk over there, I always pass the Rubik's Cubes. And I thought nothing of it. But as time passed, and I went onto YouTube a lot, all these videos of Rubik's Cubes were growing. And before you know it, every other video that I was watching was all about Rubik's Cubes. And I was amazed that people can do all these different patterns, all these different solves, and all these different types of puzzles, like the Megaminx, the Gigaminx, and all these other puzzles. So one day, it was a couple weeks after Christmas, January 28th of 2008 to be exact, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna be one of these people. I'm gonna be one of these people that can solve the Rubik's Cube under 10 seconds. I'm gonna be one of these people. I will learn, and I will get fast. So before you know it, I got my first Rubik's Cube. This Rubik's Cube, to be exact. And I got it, and from then on, I was always playing with this thing. People said I don't have a life, I'm just playing with this Rubik's Cube, but I didn't care. I always played with this thing. Every day when I woke up, I was pretty much playing with this thing for 3 weeks straight until I solved it. And the thing is, I never used a tutorial. I was just turning pieces, just thinking where I could put pieces and place it right. Before you know it, I solved it. And I'm so proud of myself. And I showed it to my parents. Looky, I solved it. And they kind of inspected it, and they tried to pull a piece out to make sure I couldn't take it apart. And they checked all the stickers in case I didn't peel them off and put it back where they were. And they were really impressed. But I realized that it took me 3 weeks to solve this thing, just of constantly playing with this thing. So I decided to look up a tutorial, PogoBat, and I found his video on the 4x4 and got me a 4x4, which is actually on the bottom of the stand right here. I have just a big stack of Rubik's Cubes that I put my camera on right now. Anyway, back to the story. I got a 4x4, learned how to solve it. I got a Rubik's 5x5, all this from Amazon, and my collection just kept growing and growing and growing. And finally, I'm where I am today. I could solve the cube in less than 30 seconds. I've got all these different collections. Hey, me and a friend of mine, we even come up with mods to do with these puzzles. Well, mods that really aren't all that known, like the modification for this. So that's where I went from 2 years. 2 years when I got my first puzzle to sitting here right now making this video for your contest. And that's my story of how I got into cubing.